Hi, Jamie. Good start?
Yeah, really good start. I thought they were really good in the second half, West Ham. I thought they played on the front foot. It felt like, strangely, a Nuno team already in the second half. They were resilient. Then when they won the ball back, they played forward quick. The left-back Diouf, I thought, was excellent with his left foot, putting crosses in. Bowen. You know, they've got some good players. They have. They've got to sort out the crosses. They've got to sort out set pieces. They are so weak from set pieces. It's unbelievable. And, you know, you've got to get tight. The first goal, the goal they concede, go and get tight. Stop him getting a cross in. You're allowing... I see it so much these days. You're just allowing a cross to come into your box. Like, get tight. Stop the cross. Sprint and then put the brakes on when you get to him. But just to allow him to deliver a lovely ball into, you know, your 6-yard box is unbelievable. I see it so much now. And West Ham can't deal with it. They've got to be better. And look, Nuno is a brilliant manager. Tactically, I love him. Done a superb job at Nottingham Forest. He will get them organised. He will get them not conceding goals. And, you know, I think it's a good sign. I think it's a really good appointment. Do
you think when he's taken that job from a team that was chasing Champions League last season to now one who might be fighting relegation, do you think he's been promised funds in January?
Yeah, I think they need some players. I think there's a few players in that West Ham side who I'm not convinced with. The back two, I think, you know, have not been great. You know, Fulkrug up front, I don't think he's good enough to lead the line for, you know, a big club like West Ham. He talks a big game, but I haven't seen anything from him. But they've got some good players, but they need help. They ain't got legs in midfield. Look, he got rid of James Ward-Prowse instantly, right? He's gone. So, you know, it's a tough one for him to take, but they need legs in midfield. So, look, they need players for sure. But they've got Jared Bowen, which helps.
Yeah, it does help. Well, for more on this, we can cross live to a West Ham fan, Dan Lawless. Hi, Dan. First of all, will you stay up?
Yeah, I'm confident we're going to stay up now. I think Nuno is the right man to keep us up. We already looked much more organised yesterday. And, you know, unfortunately for us, the type of football that he plays is what we need right now. You know, we obviously wanted to play a little bit more of a progressive football when we moved on from Moyes, but we're back here, and that's because of the job we did in replacing Moyes. So I'm taking it. I like Nuno a lot.
Will the fans accept that later down the line, though? If his style of football, which is more defensive, people might call it pragmatic, but let's be honest, it's more defensive. Will you take that long term?
If it's successful, absolutely. Like, if it's firing us up the table, getting us back into Europe, absolutely. It's with that type of football, you have to be successful, because if you're down there in relegation scraps playing pragmatic football season after season and you're getting time to build a team, then I can't accept that, because there has to be, you know, something you're building towards.
Dan, you're talking absolute garbage. I speak to Dan all the time, right? And he is... He was moaning about David Moyes, saying the football's this, football's that, we've got to get rid of him, we want to move on, we want to play the West Ham way. You've gone back to a David Moyes style, Dan. You're full of rubbish.
Whoa. Let me just say this, right? My problem with Moyes, when we was in Europe competing, we was 6th and 7th, I wasn't saying we need to change and move on from David Moyes. Never said that at that time. When we're getting slapped 6-0 playing defensive football, then I'm saying, maybe this ain't working out. We need a change. That's what I'm saying. So with Nuno, if we're back doing Moyes, if he can do what Moyes did in his first few years, I'm going to take it.
I thought you wanted the West Ham way, though. What is that? What is that, Dan? What is that West Ham way?
Well, listen, a little quick history. Some Ron Greenwood, he implemented what we call the West Ham way. One-touch passing, some fluid football. That's what the West Ham way is. I spoke to Clyde Best. He categorised it perfectly. And that's what it is. But I just want to see a team working hard. That's it. Not just sitting there passively. Work hard. Get into players. Press a bit. You know, and I thought we worked hard off the ball yesterday, I have to say. I like Nuno a lot, but I'll accept this style of football. And the thing is, we didn't play defensive all game. We got the equaliser, and then we were going for it. That's what I want to see. Phases. Yeah, not 90 minutes of pragmatism.
But they will work hard under Nuno. But Jamie, you mentioned James Ward-Prowse earlier. Do you have sympathy for him? And has he kind of been humiliated because he wasn't even on the bench? That's for you, Jamie.
Yeah, I feel, for James Ward-Prowse, I feel for him. But, you know, January's round the corner. He's obviously doesn't fit, you know, Nuno. There was a lot of West Ham fans who are, you know, over the first 5 games saying that we ain't got no legs in midfield. James Ward-Prowse, I don't think he's that bad of a footballer. I think, you know, he's obviously getting older, can't get around the park as much. But you need legs around him. You know, he has got attributes that you'd want. his time's up at West Ham. Nuno wasn't having him. He didn't have him at Nottingham Forest. So, January's round the corner and move him on.
Dan, how many points do you think it's going to take to stay in the Premier League this season? I've always said a point a game does it comfortably. It used to be 40 points. Do you think this season might be a bit higher than usual?
Yeah, I think it is. The points tally has really dropped in terms of what it requires, but I think we're going to get back to that 38-point mark. It's going to push. Before it's been 34 or 33 or something you could do. Teams have been that poor, but we could be pushing back to that 40 mark, near there. So I think we can collect enough points. I think a point away against Everton, who have been in decent run of form, is a great marker to show. We're not going to be the pushovers that we've been, and we can collect enough points.
Dan Fulkrug, for me, up front, I'm not having him. He's not good enough. Talking about being, West Ham, you want to have a style of football. I just don't think he does. He's not. Is he good enough to play for West Ham?
There's obviously a good player there. German international, Champions League, all of this, but it's not clicking for him at the moment, and that's the one critique I had for Nuno yesterday. I thought he should have brought Fulkrug off and brought Wilson on 20 minutes to go in the game. I thought that was the change we needed, and I don't know whether he's going to try and do a transformation on Fulkrug like he did with Chris Wood, and that's what he sees. But for me, Callum Wilson should have come on, and I think Callum Wilson will really suit what we're trying to do with them crosses in from the youth. Fulkrug, the jury's still out on him at the moment, but he's got pedigree from his previous career. It just depends whether he can cut it in the Prem.
Very quickly then, do you expect that he's going to get money to spend in January?
He has to. He has to get money to spend in January because our centre-backs aren't good enough. So I'm really hoping, I think with the protests that's still going on, that'll put the pressure on the ownership to go, right, we need to put our money where our mouth is because the temperature's heating up, so the protests will still go on, and hopefully that forces him to spend.
We'll take a couple of players off him again. That's what we're doing at West Ham. Just a feeder club.
James Ward-Prowse, mate.
Just a feeder club for Spurs, isn't you, Dan?
I like Ward-Prowse.
In your dreams, mate.
Dan, thank you.
Cheers, lads.